Good morning again, and welcome to the preview for Sha Tin. No jackpots, guys. So next jackpot will be Thursday evening, Boxing Night at Happy Valley on the TT. So we won't be playing TTs or six ups here. Gone through the fields. There's a couple of interesting races. As expected, there's no quality racing here. Get a bit better racing now after boxing. From Boxing Day onwards, we start to get a couple of decent meetings coming up. So we'll continue to play the way we're going. We play light until we get an opportunity to have a decent go at something where we think the value's in our favour. Race 1. Nice betting race this. It's a race that when you go through the last 6 runs of the 14 runners, 84 starts, I think there's about 7 placings out of 84 starts between the lot of them. And one of them has run 4 of those. So it's a beautiful race for a boil over because none of them are any good. Found 2 here that I think could improve. Number 2, Global Fame, and number 11, Ray of Gold. Both have had significant jockey changes, and both coming off decent runs. Ray of Gold's probably the more interesting one. It's only had 8 starts, never run a place in its life, so it should be right at home with all of these. But the jock got pinged for the ride and copped the suspension, stopped riding it. So I think this one might be an interesting one if we can get a price. Global Fame, Douglas White goes back on it. The only time it ever runs a place is basically if he rides it. So this is its right level, class 5. And Juan's Fortune, it at least is always going to be running on. Mossay's on it from barrier 8, so you take your chances there. Of the rest, 14, 6 and 12. But race 1, 2 on top from 11, 10. Chances to 14, 6 and 12. Race 2, lucky day, probably go close to winning this. Nothing significant at the track work, so no trial. So you take your chances there. A couple that have gone all right at the trials and their track work. Number 11, Distinct Commander, and number 3, Sugar City. Both of these are going to improve. Their work indicates some improvement, whether it comes tomorrow or in the next run or 2. But this is a pretty tough race. Again, very few of these have run any tickies anywhere. Medic Swordsman, it'll be running on as it normally does. Maria has gone on it, so that'll probably guarantee it'll be well in the market. And Winning Boy's got some chance, so Purton goes on it, and that'll tighten it up into the market. Finished up in a race that I don't really like. 5 on top, Medic Swordsman, from 1 Lucky Day, 8 Winning Boy, chances to 11 Distinct Commander, 2 Dragon Glory, 3 Sugar City. We go to race 3, Magic Beam, it's ready to win. The jock slaughtered this last start. He's got pinged by the stewards, and he copped the suspension as well. Maria goes on it, so that's probably going to tighten it right up into the market. But it's got a winning chance. Splendid Guy, track work indicates it's ready to go. It's like the rest of these in the class 5. They've had a lot of runs and can't win a race. Gets its chance here against a very mediocre lot. Barrier 5's going to probably help it, so it goes in. Idyllic Win, barrier 14, no favours there. It'll drop back and be running home late. Of the rest, 5 No Ties, 6 Happy Kaiser, and 1 Fortune Territory. 11 on top, Idyllic Wind, mainly at the price. From 2 Magical Beam, 13 Splendid Guy, chances to 5, 6 and 1. Race 4 has unraced, so we're out there, we're not interested. Race 5, awful 2,000 metre race. There's 3 or 4 here that, if they put their best foot forward, could win it, but you do take your chances. Super Strike goes best this distance, goes best this track. It's a hard horse to catch. It needs speed on. If it doesn't get the speed, it can't run anywhere. It's that type of horse. So with Namjong Turbo, which is an interesting one, he got caught 4 wide trying to get up onto the speed, then made a decision that he couldn't get there, so he dragged it all the way back to last and stayed there. Again, the jock got hauled in and the trainer got hauled in and were queried about the run, given that it led the previous start and won. Now it's got Barrier 1 and Dickie Lugo's on it with 48 kilos. It looks the speed. He jumps this out to the front, and if they leave it alone, they're going to be struggling to run this down. I think it's the one to beat at a price. Smart guy, got a good record this distance and track. Again, 48.5 kilos. It's had a nice piece of track work and a nice trial leading into this, so it's ready to go. Super Strike I've got third best because of the fact that it'll be getting back. Of the rest, Malayan Pearl, Magnanimous, Owner's Glory and Spicy Siam. But a tough race. Number 11, Namjong Turbo, on the assumption that he jumps it out this time and goes to the front. From 12, Smart Guy, 3, Super Strike, chances to 6, 2, 7 and 9. Race 6, Floral Man's got the barrier this time. Barrier 1 should ping out onto the speed, sit behind them. It's the one to beat. Douglas White's on it, so probably won't be any fancy prices. 14, Optimisation Star. Nice piece of track work the other morning. It's very fit. It's ready to win. Chadwick goes on at 50 kilos. That's a plus. Life of Beauty. If you knew what this was going to be doing, if he rides it back, it can win. If he goes forward, it can't. From Barrier 3, Rispoli goes on it. I'm hoping that they ride it cold. If they do that, it's a winning chance. Of the rest, Mobile King, Great Stories, Goldland Dancer and Super Horse. Pretty tough race. Democles was given a 1,000-metre trial. On its best form, you'd have to give it some hope, but it's a hard one to catch. 3 on top from 14, 5, chances to 12, 6, 2, 1 and 4. We go to race 7. Approve. The barrier's no help here from out wide, but it'll go forward, so not a lot of speed in this race, depending on how they go or how quick they go early. He could get across. Worst case scenario, he gets outside the lead. Green Manor will settle up on the speed. Glorious Rider. It's got the barrier this time. He went forward last time, got caught 4 and 5 wide, and he kept pushing forward, finished up going to the front, but he worked far too hard in the first 500 and gave it away late. The run before that was 2 runs before that actually were both very good. From Barrier 1 may get its chance here to get on the speed, get a soft run. If it does that, it'd be hard to run down. 9 Admiral Lord. This is the right distance for it based on its Euro form. Puts its best foot forward. It can run a place here. Of the rest, 1 Red Dancer, Sun Pins, number 8, and number 2 Axiom has trialled well. 6 on top from 5 and 10, chances to 9, 1, 8 and 2. Go to race 8. Bowl Mover, it's drawn well, 56 kilos is about the right weight for it. Goes well here, track and distance. It's got a chance. Access Years, drew the wrong side of the track down the straight, didn't have any chance. Barrier 1 here, should get up on the speed on the 1200. It's got a winning chance. Mr. Ginger runs its best races here, track and distance. Burton goes on, that's a plus. Of the rest, 7 Ovette, nice run last start. 1 Ultimate Winners. Giggles Forever and Dance for Gold. Probably going to need a hit out, both of them, but not impossible. 3 on top from 2, 4, 7, 1 and 9. Race 9, Divine Deer. The barrier's no help, but it'll go back anyway. There's enough speed here to see it coming into the race. I think it will be running on hard late, hard to beat. Both sure, no favours here with the barrier draw. he's probably going to have to ride it cold and hope. Nice, folks. It's got the barrier. This is the right distance for this. He gets out of the gates and sits on the speed. It's a winning chance. 13 Polymer win and 7 Great Charm look the best of the rest. The speed looks to come from Schnitzel King and Mega Champion. They should go forward. 11 on top from 2, 3. Chances to 13, 7, 10 and 6. We go to the last race. Good race this. Sea Dragon's ready to win now. Sat 4 wide last time. Just kept coming. Never gone 1800, so that's the unknown factor, but gives every indication that it'll just keep grinding away. So it's a chance, good chance. Glorious Sunday's been good at its last 2 starts. Another one stepping up to this trip. Got to include it. Crackerjack didn't handle Happy Valley at all. Goes much better here. Should get on the speed from barrier 1 with 52 kilos. Must go in. Ashkir and Tacknam look best of the rest. A race that doesn't have a lot of depth. Maybe President Lincoln ready to run a race now. Hard horse to catch this, but found plenty of trouble last time, but it's starting to do that all the time now, so it's a bit of a concern. 2 on top from 7, 12, 4, 6 and 8. Thanks for tuning in, guys. It's close to Christmas now, so Merry Christmas to everybody. Hope you all have a great Christmas and be safe. Same for New Year, and let's hope that we all turn the corner together in the new year and start giving them a bit of a caning as we get into 2014. Good luck on the weekend, and all be safe next week for Christmas and New Year.